It's JB here in a nice warm presenter's chair here at the Emirates Stadium as we concentrate on one big game this weekend, one live match this weekend, and as I say, it comes from the Emirates, and it's one of the big games in the English football calendar. It's Arsenal against Liverpool. Umar English team are going really well at the moment, although they had a very tough last couple of games when they struggled a bit against Crystal Palace and struggled to beat Blackpool in the Carabao Cup during the week. But they come up against the Liverpool side who themselves are really performing tremendously well this season and are looking an absolute real deal at the moment. And with the views, and we're going to get some team news now here at the Emirates, and across next to me is Chris Whiteman, our match commentator tonight. What's the big news on the team front tonight?
Well, good evening, everyone. The team news tonight for Arsenal, we'll start with them. The main news is that they've made two changes to the side that drew 2-2 with Crystal Palace. Mitchell Cain comes in and replaces Alex Iwobi, whereas Kolasinac returns from injury, coming in for Matteo Guendouzi. So the starting 11 for Arsenal is as follows. They're lining up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. Leno starts in goal with Rob Holding and Mustafi as the centre-backs. Kolasinac starts at left-back, Bellerin at right-back. You've then got Xhaka and Torreira sitting in front. Mesut Ozil is the central attacking midfielder. Mitchell Cain on the right, Aubameyang on the left, and up front is Lacazette as the lone striker. As for Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp makes three changes to the Liverpool team who comfortably beat Cardiff last weekend. James Milner comes into midfield, replacing Adam Lallana, whilst Jordan Henderson and Naby Keita remain absent through injury. Joe Gomez and Andy Robertson come back into the side in place of Dejan Lovren and Alberto Moreno. So the team for Liverpool as follows in a 4-3-3 formation. Alisson in goal. You've got Van Dijk and Gomez as the centre-backs. Robertson at left-back. Trent Alexander-Arnold at right-back. Then we've got a flat three midfield of Wijnaldum, Fabinho and Milner. Apologies about that. And as a flat three from left to right. And then up front, the three-man strike force of Mane on the left, Firmino in the middle, and Salah on the right. So two very strong sides. On the bench for either side, you've got some big names for Arsenal. Obviously, Petr Cech now on the bench for Arsenal. You've got Ramsey, Lichtsteiner, Maitland-Niles, Alex Iwobi, Danny Welbeck, and Smith Rowe. And for Liverpool on the bench, they've got the likes of Daniel Sturridge, Alberto Moreno, Adam Lallana, Simon Mignolet, Shaqiri, Origi and Joel Matip as the substitutes for Liverpool. So a lot of talent on display for this one. And the referee today is also Andre Mariner. So that's the team news and the referee news. I'll hand it back to you just before kickoff starts.
Thank you, Chris, and we'll be back with him about 5 minutes before the kickoff there for a big game at the Emirates Stadium. Our first visit, incidentally, to the Emirates Stadium, and it's nice to be back here. As it always is. Right, anyway, before the kick-off, we're going to take a check on the full classifieds from England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and of course, at half-time, I will be ranting on about Burnley's latest defeat, 4-2 against West Ham, and we'll also play an interview from Sean Dyche as well. Right, anyway, let's get on to the full classified check from all around the country, all around Great Britain, and we start with the Premier League. Arsenal against Liverpool, that's our match, kicking off at 5:30. Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 2. Cardiff City 0, Leicester City 1. Everton 3, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Newcastle 1, Watford 0. West Ham United 4, Burnley 2. Wolves against Tottenham Hotspur, that's an evening kickoff at 7:45. Sky Bet Championship. Blackburn Rovers 1, QPR 0. Brentford 2, Millwall 0. Derby County 3, Birmingham City 1. Hull 1, West Brom 0. Ipswich 1, Preston 1. Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United 0. Reading 3, Bristol City 2. Rotherham 2, Swansea 1. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Norwich City 4. And Stoke City against Middlesbrough is an evening kickoff at 5:30. Sky Bet League 1. AFC Wimbledon 1, Shrewsbury 2. Barnsley 1, Southend 0. Blackpool 0, Bristol Rovers 3. Bradford 0, Portsmouth 1. Charlton 2, Doncaster Rovers 0. Coventry 1, Accrington Stanley 1. Gillingham 3, Fleetwood 0. Plymouth 0, Sunderland 2. Rochdale 0, Luton Town 0. Scunthorpe 3, Oxford 3. Walsall 1, Burton Albion 3. And Wycombe Wanderers 1, Peterborough United 0. League 2, Cambridge 1, Grimsby Town 0. Carlisle 3, Newport County 2. Cheltenham Town 2, Mansfield 2. Colchester United 1, Swindon Town 0. Crawley 0, the MK Dons 4. Lincoln City 2, Forest Green Rovers 1. Macclesfield 1, Bury 4. Morecambe 2, Yeovil Town 1. Northampton 2, Crewe 0. Port Vale 2, Notts County 2. Stevenage 3, Oldham Athletic 2. And Tranmere Rovers 2, Exeter City 0. Now the Vanarama National League. AFC Fylde 1, Leyton Orient 3. Aldershot 1, Braintree Town 0. Barnet 0, Maidstone United 2. Bromley 4, Hartlepool 0. Dover Athletic 2, Maidenhead 0. Eastleigh 1, Salford City 1. Ebbsfleet 1, Barrow 0. Harrogate Town 1, Chesterfield 1. Habberton Waterlooville 2, Halifax Town 1. Solihull Moors 0, Bourbon Ward 0. Sutton United 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. And Wrexham 3, Gateshead 1. The Ladbrokes Premiership in Scotland. Celtic 5, Hearts 0. Hamilton Academical 1, Livingston 0. Hibernian 0, St Johnstone 1. Motherwell 1, Dundee 0. And St Mirren 0, Rangers 2. Ladbrokes Championship. Alloa 0, Dunfermline 1. Dundee 2, Queen of the South 0. Falkirk 0, Hare United 1. Inverness 2, Ross County 2. And Greenock Morton 5, Partick Thistle 1. League 1, Airdrie 0, Forfar Athletic 1. Arbroath 1, East 5 0. Montrose 1, Dumbarton 0. Raith Rovers 2, Breaking City 1. And Stenhousemuir 0, Stranraer 2. League 2, Cowdenbeath 1, Elgin City 2. Edinburgh City 0, Clyde 1. Peterhead 2, Albion Rovers 1. Queen's Park 0, Annan Athletic 0. And Stirling Albion 3, Berwick Rangers 0. The JD Welsh Premier League, Ballatown against Cardiff, MU is an evening kick-off. Carnarvon 4, Carnarvon 3. And Connors Quay 6, Lalethny 0. And finally the Danske Bank Premiership in Ireland, Ards 2, Dungannon 2. Cliftonville 1, Glentoran 0. Institute 1, Coleraine 2. And finally Linfield 1, Warren Point Town 1. And that is the full classified check from all over Great Britain. Let's take a look at the Premier League very quickly. Manchester City now top on 26 points. Will play, I think they play tomorrow actually, so they're still joint top with Liverpool, who could go above them if they beat Arsenal today. Arsenal are 4th, with Chelsea there as well. Chelsea also play tomorrow. Spurs as well in 5th place. Bournemouth still there in 6th place on 20 points, but now joined by the team they were beaten by today, Manchester United, also on 20 points. Then come Watford, Everton and Leicester City, who recovered well from that horrible week they had to beat Cardiff on an emotional day. At the wrong end of the table, now it's starting to tighten up a little bit now. Newcastle won for the first time this season. They're out of the bottom 3. In their place go Cardiff City, Fulham in 19th place, and Huddersfield Town on 3. They're rock bottom, but they're 3 points now above the relegation zone at the moment, and this could really be a real tough assignment now. It could really be a really tough day for anyone now concerning that at the moment. We'll just quickly go through the Championship for you, and Scotland very quickly. Wolves have actually dropped into the bottom half. Norwich now top of the Championship. They won where Sheffield United lost their match. Derby County beat Birmingham, so they join Leeds United, Middlesbrough and Nottingham Forest in those playoffs. At the wrong end of the table, it's going to be tight down there between 5 or 6 clubs: Millwall, Bolton, Preston, Reading, Hull and Ipswich, who could really do with more points there. In League 2, it's Sunderland and Portsmouth, or Portsmouth and Sunderland leading the pace now. Accrington's still hanging on to a playoff spot. They drew 1-1 today. Luton and Barnsley up there too. And the wrong end of the table, it's looking very bleak for Bradford City. 7 points now of safety behind Bristol Rovers, who hold the positions at the moment. And that is the situation at the moment. League 2, Lincoln, MK Dons and Colchester top. In Scotland, very quickly, let's move to Scotland just before we cross over to Chris. Arts top with 26 points. Then comes Celtic and Rangers in second and third. Burnley have dropped to 6th, and a welcome result there for Hamilton Academicals. A big mention for them. They have now moved 6 points clear of the bottom 2. Well, it's a big game tonight. Arsenal against Liverpool. 2 teams that are winning and drawing and not losing for fun. It's going to be a big game. We're almost set for kick-off. I think the teams are in the tunnel, and I think Chris is ready. So I'm handing across now. It's a raucous atmosphere here at Highbury. So without further ado, let's hand you over to our big match commentator. You'll hear from me at half-time. Chris Whiteman is ready alongside me, and to take over the commentary for the first half. So it's over to Chris for the first half with what promises to be a classic encounter against 2 of the big traditional big boys of English football.
Well, John, we've still got 5 minutes until kick-off, so I haven't got anything else for you. Just a slight correction as well. It's the Emirates Stadium nowadays. Just to fill you in on modern times. But as much as Arsenal fans would love to go back to Highbury, I'm pretty sure most of them would. But yeah, we're just waiting for kick-off now. There isn't much team news to bring you. No changes as far as I'm aware. But we do look like we're just about to see the teams emerge from the tunnel. They are now in the tunnel, so just a few 30 seconds preemptive, but there we go. So I was asked for my prediction in the comments by Benji Obey, who, well, he said predictions JB. I posted my prediction. I'm going for 2-1 Liverpool. My reasoning, the way that Arsenal like to play out the back compared to Liverpool's high pressing, it might cause problems, but that's just my prediction. And as everyone knows, predictions can be quite embarrassingly bad. So it's just what I'm going for. The 2 teams today separated by 4 points. Liverpool in second, Arsenal in fourth. Separated by 5 goals as well. Liverpool plus 16, Arsenal plus 11. Both played 10 games, of course. Arsenal having a bit of a resurrection as such. Considering we just had Halloween as well, that's all a little bit appropriate. But they're certainly enjoying themselves under new manager Emre. So it'll be interesting to see how this is their first real major test of this new era under Emre. So as the teams emerge from the tunnel, Emirates Stadium fall to the rafters. There's certainly that belief back in those fans. The last few days of the Wenger era, there were a lot of empty seats. A lot of people were questioning the attendance numbers. It was often given as around 60,000, but you clearly see a lot of empty seats. This one, not the case though. Packed to the roof. Emirates is ready as players start to shake hands with the officials and opposing side. Arsenal today playing in traditional red with white sleeved shirts and white shorts. Liverpool playing in an all-purple strip. Let's go through the teams again, shall we? So we've got Leno in goal for Arsenal. You've got Bellerin, Mustafi, Rob Holding, Kolasinac, Torreira, Xhaka, Mitrovic, Ozil, who is the captain today, Aubameyang and Lacazette for Arsenal. So, and you've got players like Cech, Lichtsteiner, Maitland-Niles, Ramsey, Smith-Rowe, Alex Iwobi and Danny Welbeck on the bench for them. As for Liverpool, as I mentioned earlier, it starts with Becker in goal, or Alisson in goal. You've got Alexander-Arnold, Joe Gomez, Van Dijk, Andrew Robertson, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, James Milner, who is the captain for Liverpool tonight in the absence of Henderson, Mo Salah, Roberto Firmino and Sadio Mane. And on the bench, obviously, you've got Mignolet, Matip, Moreno, Lallana, Shaqiri, Origi and Daniel Sturridge. So those are the lineups. Liverpool lining up in a 4-3-3, whereas Arsenal traditionalists would call it a 4-5-1, whereas the more complex tacticians would probably call it a 4-2-3-1 formation. It really depends on how deep you go into Football Manager, I suppose, which is what I've been doing recently. So, yes, I've lost a lot of my free time to screaming at Bayern Munich, but that's for another time. Tonight it's about Arsenal and Liverpool. The man in form today is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang with 5 goals in 3 games. He's certainly picked up a form. And obviously Mo Salah, who's scored in all 3 of his Premier League appearances against Arsenal for both Chelsea and Liverpool. So he certainly likes putting the ball in the back of the net against Arsenal. And the Golden Boot winner from last year had a bit of a tough start to the season, but he started to pick up recently, so he will be a man to keep your eye on tonight. There's Emre and Jurgen Klopp meet on the touchline. It's a very unfamiliar look for Arsenal, not having Arsene Wenger in the dugouts. As for Jurgen Klopp, he's very much a familiar face nowadays. But before the game, obviously, we will have a silence, a memorial silence for the 5 people that tragically lost their life in that helicopter crash, which took the life of the Leicester City owner, and we will observe that as well. So, on the sound of the referee's whistle, we will have a moment's silence. Both teams wearing black armbands with the Leicester City Fox on it as a commemorative thing. Anyway. And there we are, the minute's silence, beautifully observed by everybody at the Emirates Stadium for events which really put the game into perspective. The entire football world stands united in a moment of sorrow for the whole football world. Ultimately, the game doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what colours you wear. When tragedy strikes, everyone stands up and makes sure that we look after each other. But anyway, with the remembrance silence over, it is time to get to the business of this massive match between Liverpool and Arsenal. Liverpool get us underway, taking the goal to our left. Arsenal taking the goal to our right. And it should be quite the encounter. Here's Robertson just on the halfway line. Gets it back to Virgil van Dijk, who sends it back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. Alisson then plays it out wide to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Tries to hoof it up the field, but he's closed down by Aubameyang, and Aubameyang's got to the byline, whips it across towards Lacazette, and it had to be hacked clear by Virgil van Dijk, and within 30 seconds, Arsenal putting Liverpool under pressure. It's gone out for a throw in line with the edge of the box. It's going to be thrown in. Lacazette takes it back out to the touchline, tries to get it inside to Aubameyang. And they get in a bit of a mix-up, and then James Milner steals it, gets it forward to Sadio Mane. Mane, bit sloppy with his first touch, loses the ball, and Arsenal looking to reset it, going all the way back to Bernd Leno. Liverpool, of course, putting their unbeaten Premier League record on the line here tonight against Arsenal. Obviously drew with Manchester City. It's Arsenal would be looking to close the gap as well, so it's everything on the line for both sides here. You feel if Arsenal lose, it puts them a bit out of touch with the leaders. If Liverpool lose, then they may lose touch with Manchester City, and of course lose their unbeaten record. So a lot to play for here, as Arsenal are just playing it around the back. Here's Bellerin just on this near side touchline, bringing it into the Liverpool half. Those being forced back by Milner. They go all the way back to Rob Holding. Just 1-2s it with Torreira. Now Mustafi bringing it forward for Arsenal. Gets it forward to Bellerin, just on this near side touchline on the halfway line. Pass is intercepted though, but it's gone out for a throw. Bellerin throws it in. Mustafi swings it over to Rob Holding, just on the edge of his own box. Plays it forward to Kolasinac. Kolasinac playing it down the touchline. Heavy first touch by Aubameyang, but it's worked out beautifully. And Aubameyang driving into the Liverpool box. Aubameyang's one-on-one with Alisson, but it appears that the referee has blown up for an offside. Thought we had an early opportunity here. And it's Aubameyang with a... He was just offside, very marginal. Just got to hold your run there, Aubameyang, and you've got a great chance there, but he didn't. And a free kick's taken by Virgil van Dijk. He swings it out to this near side touchline looking for Robertson, who was pushing a long way up. Just didn't quite work out for it, and it's gone out for a throw. Just on this side, on this near side touchline, in the Arsenal half. Bellerin. It's it forward, Ozil. Ball switched to the far side now with Kolasinac, pushing up the far side touchline. He's got Aubameyang ahead of him. He's using Aubameyang. Kolasinac is going on the overlap. Kolasinac to the byline. Puts it into the box towards Lacazette, but it just... Alisson came flying out of his goal to claim that just ahead of Lacazette. Some great build-up play from Arsenal. Lacazette just couldn't quite get to it. He does actually. He just get a little flick on it, but he just can't get it past Alisson, who was off his line in a flash. Arsenal have possession again. Here's Bellerin. Now, Mustafi, Torreira in the centre circle. Now Rob Holding. Atmosphere at the Emirates is absolutely electric right now. Back to Rob Holding. He's getting some good game time, the young Englishman. Certainly the future for Arsenal defensively. Kolasinac looking for Aubameyang, but it was just a little bit off target. It's gone all the way back through to Alisson. Jurgen Klopp marching around in the technical area, demanding more from his players within the first 5 minutes. Long ball played forward by Liverpool. Knocked down. It fell kindly for Roberto Firmino, but it's dealt with by Torreira. Now here's Ozil. Oh, sloppy from Mkhitaryan now. Loses the ball. Mo Salah picks it up just on the edge of the centre circle in the Arsenal half. Played it out wide to James Milner on this near side touchline. He's got Robertson on the overlap. Uses him. Whips in an early cross. First time! And Rob Holding had to deal with that and head it away from goal. Behind for a corner. Robertson just with the first time cross left-footed. Actually came off Bellerin, which made it head kindly towards Roberto Firmino, which Rob Holding read really well. And to stop the danger. And now James Milner has got a corner to take on this near side. Mo Salah's given him the short option. No, Mo Salah's going to take the corner. Two of them stood on the corner. I don't know why they were doing that, but it's been headed away out to the edge of the box. It's been hacked straight back to Mo Salah on that far side touchline. Has it gone out of play? Referee says no. Mo Salah whips it across towards Mane. Tried to flick it on towards Firmino, but it didn't quite come off. Van Dijk's being forced to run all the way back with the ball. It's gone back to Robertson, who then goes back to Alisson. Just in the D. Plays it long, looking for Mo Salah. Salah, can he keep it in play? He does. Wonderful first touch. He's got to the byline on the far side. Plays it inside to Sadio Mane. Can't quite control it. It's cleared by Arsenal, though. And so Granit Xhaka is forced to play it out for a throw. Thrown in by Alexander-Arnold towards Mo Salah. Mo Salah battling away near the corner flag. Now it's Sadio Mane heading down the goal line, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Certainly a frenetic pace to begin this match. Rob Holding battling away with Sadio Mane. That didn't actually go out of play. Oh, it did the second time, though. My apologies. Anyway, goal kick taken short. Played to Xhaka, and then Bellerin is forced to keep it just in play, and he didn't keep it in play. It's gone out for a throw on this near side. Just in line with the edge of the Arsenal box. James Milner is going to take it. Is he, though? Nope, he's giving it to Robertson, who then throws it to James Milner. Back to Robertson, looking to try and curl one round the corner, but it didn't quite come off. Arsenal now trying to play it out from the back. Lacazette's finding himself in a deep position, receives the ball well, gets it back to his defender, who plays it out to Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan plays it forward to Lacazette. Lacazette is looking for Aubameyang, flicking it over the top of the defence, but it's been read well by Alexander-Arnold. Then lumps it long to the halfway line and out of play for a throw. But it's safe than sorry. Good attitude to have. Arsenal now having it in their own half with Mustafi. Now Rob Holding just heading towards the far side. Now back to Mustafi. Mustafi is the right centre-back. Holding is the left centre-back, if that gives you an idea of where they are positionally. Gives it to Torreira. Now Xhaka plays it out wide to Aubameyang, who plays it back to Xhaka. Xhaka then plays it over the top towards Aubameyang. Aubameyang's offside again. It's the second time he's been caught offside in the last 7.5 minutes. That one's even closer, but it is offside. We're talking inches. As Liverpool play it out short from the back. Here's James Milner in the left-back position. Robertson's gone further forward. Milner looking to ping the ball forward, looking forward towards Mo Salah. Mo Salah just can't quite get the touch on it he wants, and it's going to go out for a goal kick to Arsenal. The great ball played over the top by Milner. Arrowed towards him. Just can't quite get a touch on it. It's going to go out for a goal kick. So Leno plays it short towards the corner flag where Bellerin's sitting. Played up the touchline, which is dealt with by Robertson, who heads it back towards the Arsenal defence. Mane's managed to pick it up in the middle of the park, and now Mo Salah towards the byline on the far side. Mo Salah plays it back to Wijnaldum and scuffs his shot wildly over the bar. It's a bit sloppy from Arsenal, just getting a bit silly from the goal kicks. There's a sloppy pass, I think it was from Torreira, who actually eventually gave the ball away, and then Liverpool, well, they should really do better from that one, but Arsenal trying to build it from the back from the goal kick again. And as I said, the pace is ridiculous, which is causing some mistakes from both sides, giving the ball away cheaply. Ball's gone all the way back to Alisson, who's forced to play it quickly to Robertson, and Robertson just about gets away with it as it's closed down by Mkhitaryan. It's deflected out for a throw to Liverpool on this near side, just next to the technical area, which Emre is standing in. Oh no, sorry, it's Jurgen Klopp. Couldn't see his hat through the pixels. Is thrown short to Milner. It's gone back out for a throw again in Liverpool's favour. Start under Emre, 12 wins in 15 matches. It's a great start. Certainly had to start well for a team like Arsenal. Here's Xhaka trying to fizz the ball out wide to Kolasinac, who was on a different wavelength, and it's gone out for a Liverpool throw on the far side in their own half. Here's Trent Alexander-Arnold. Pings it long, looking for Mo Salah. He has managed to somehow pick it up past Kolasinac. Is he pulling him back? No. Referee's allowing that to keep going. Mo Salah still has possession on that far side touchline. Somehow keeping the ball, and it's gone out for the throw in Arsenal's favour somehow. Much to the delight of the Arsenal fans, who was applauding Kolasinac's defending against Mo Salah. He's done really well there. Anyway, ball switched to this near side with Bellerin, although he's given the ball away with a sloppy pass. Van Dijk picks it out. Here's Fabinho bringing the ball forward in the centre of the park, trying to ping one over the top towards, I think it was Mane, who ended up on the floor. Klopp's not happy about something. Probably thinking that Sadio Mane was fouled. It's a goal kick to Arsenal. 10 minutes gone in this contest. It's still 0-0. Short goal kick again towards the corner flag, where Xhaka is, not Xhaka, Mustafi receives it. Goes back to Leno, who proceeds to lump it long towards Torreira on the far side. Looking forward towards Aubameyang, who loses the ball to Fabinho. Fabinho bringing it into the centre circle now, playing it back to Milner on this near side touchline. Bit of a sloppy pass by Milner back to Robertson, but he picks it up well and lays it off to Van Dijk. Van Dijk switches it across with his centre-back partner, and they tried to play it forward, but Arsenal intercept. Ozil almost gets it forward, but he loses the ball to Fabinho. Here's Mane now. Plays it inside to Fabinho. battling away with Torreira. Arsenal win the ball back. Is Mkhitaryan now on this near side, battling with James Milner. Ball gone over the top by Milner, and it has to be cleared away by Mustafi for a throw to Liverpool on this near side. Mkhitaryan just being a bit sloppy so far today. Milner gives it to Robertson. Robertson then throws it to Milner. Robertson looking to try and get Firmino in. Here's Milner again on this near side touchline. Was on a different wavelength with Firmino, and he's passed out for a goal kick. Just the pace of this game just affecting people. It looks like that Mustafi doesn't want the ball off the keeper. He appears to be having an issue. Leno's just talking to him. Obviously, they know each other through the Germany national team camp, but Leno hasn't actually played alongside him for Germany. As Liverpool looking to break down the far side now. Here's Mo Salah heading towards the byline, plays it just inside to Firmino on the edge of the box. Firmino thinking about a shot from distance. He did have a shot, but it was blocked. It's going to go out for a throw on the halfway line on the near side to Liverpool. Robertson takes it quickly and throws it back to Van Dijk. Wijnaldum forced to go back to his goalkeeper. Now Robertson playing a long ball forward looking for Mane. Loses out to Bellerin, who's battling with James Milner. Manages to get it inside to Xhaka. Xhaka plays a wonderful ball through to Aubameyang, who has a shot on goal, but it's hit the side netting. Just from the left side of the box. Swung a left boot at it. Hit the side netting. Just look at that. Torreira did really well to win the ball back. A wonderful ball through from Xhaka, and Aubameyang just hits it first time. Hasn't got much to aim for as he's being closed down rapidly by Joe Gomez. Actually, Joe Gomez got a block on it, which is why it's hit the side netting. So it's a corner to Arsenal. Great block by Joe Gomez there. Another young Englishman. Future defending perhaps. It's going to be whipped in. Nope, it's a low cross. Played back towards Xhaka, but it's gone straight at Alisson. Tell you what, I wasn't expecting that, and I don't think anyone in Liverpool was either. Don't know who whipped it in, but it was a fizzed across the ground corner, which was then played back to the edge of the box where Xhaka was waiting, who hit it, but unfortunately he hit it straight at Xhaka. Although Arsenal have the ball back and an opportunity to attack a second time. Here's Aubameyang on this near side, got to the byline. Is he going to cross it? He does cross it towards the back stick, but it's headed up and away by Van Dijk. Controlled by Firmino, who keeps it in Liverpool's possession. Although they've given the ball away by trying to ping it forward. One back by Mustafi, who now has the ball on the halfway line. Here's Mustafi and Holding just exchanging passes in their own half. Here's Xhaka. Mkhitaryan. Pinged forward by Mustafi, looking for Lacazette. Manages to get it back to Kolasinac. Back to Lacazette. Lacazette looking to cross it towards Aubameyang, and it's an opportunity for Arsenal when they've just headed it wide. It was agonisingly close. Nobody expecting Lacazette to be the one whipping in the crosses, but goodness me. It wasn't Aubameyang, it was Mkhitaryan in the end. Mkhitaryan was completely unmarked on the penalty spot when the cross was whipped in by Lacazette. Just completely unmarked, and Alisson, well, that could arguably be a penalty as Alisson got none of the ball. But either way, it's a goal kick as the header went wide of the target. 15 minutes gone. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Liverpool looking to bring it out from the back. Here's Robertson on this near side. Plays it back to Van Dijk, just on the edge of the D. Van Dijk now to Joe Gomez on the far side now. Into Fabinho in the middle of the park. Loses the ball as Mkhitaryan pounces on it. And then Fabinho battles back, but it's gone straight back into Arsenal's possession. Xhaka playing it forward to Lacazette. Back to Xhaka. Ozil trying to flick it round the corner to Aubameyang, but it was read by Trent Alexander-Arnold, and now Liverpool looking to counter. Getting the ball forward to Mane on the edge of the centre circle. He's got Robertson on the overlap on this near side. Robertson motoring forward down this left-hand side. He's forced to go backwards though. Well covered by Arsenal. Now Milner. Mane, in the middle of the park now, just inside the Arsenal half. Advancing forward, Wijnaldum. Alexander-Arnold to his right, uses him. But he's had to go back to Van Dijk. In the centre circle, now on the halfway line with James Milner on this near side. Robertson, back to Milner. Van Dijk. Fizzes it back out to Alexander-Arnold on the far side. Mo Salah's hugging the touchline completely unmarked, but Liverpool choosing not to use him, as James Milner now has the ball again on this left-hand side. Milner. Thought he was going to ping it back to that far side again, but he hasn't. Now it's pinged out there by Joe Gomez to Mo Salah. Mo Salah's first touch is excellent. Gets him past Kolasinac and past Aubameyang. He then pings across into the box. There's an opportunity for Liverpool. Oh, they've hit the post, but it's rebounded kindly for Sadio Mane. But it's going to be ruled offside. Let's have a look at this again. It's a great build-up play by Liverpool. Wonderfully pinged passes. The initial pass that goes through to Firmino. Firmino has the shots. It hits the post, rebounds and falls straight to the feet of Mane, who's got an open net. But he was he was level with Firmino when he took the shot. So surely it's a questionable offside decision there. Mane was offside when the ball was played through to Firmino, but he wasn't the person who had the shots. He didn't touch the ball, so questionable offside decision given there. And Arsenal have a let-off. Still 0-0, 18 minutes gone. Arsenal looking to build from the back as the tempo slows just a little bit. Here's Mustafi. Torreira. Now Xhaka. Fizzes it out wide. Now it's Kolasinac advancing up the far side touchline, just inside the Liverpool half, although he's playing it back to Rob Holding. Torreira again. Mustafi. Just bringing it up to the halfway line, although it's forced back to Rob Holding, who's just keeping himself open. Just on the edge of the centre circle at the moment. There's Rob Holding and Mustafi just exchanging passes. Rob Holding then does a sloppy pass out wide, and it's gone out for a Liverpool throw. Yeah, so Liverpool have had a goal ruled offside wrongly. Because the ball was played over the top initially. Firmino was the man who was the receiver, so he is not the active man and not offside. And then when the shot is taken, he is behind the ball at the time. So the rebound that falls kindly to him, it literally falls straight to his feet, 3 yards out from goal, and he puts it in the back of the net. He was not offside when the shot was taken. So Liverpool, a little bit of injustice there for Liverpool. But they don't seem too unhappy about it, or they don't feel a bit victimised, so they're just carrying on as if nothing happened. But Liverpool, they should be 1-0 up, but the officials have unfortunately got that one wrong. But there you go, it happens sometimes. Where's VAR when you need it, huh? Anyway, Liverpool just exchanging possession at the back as Robertson then pings one over the top looking for Roberto Firmino, who manages to somehow get the ball under his spell on the edge of the box, but loses out to Xhaka and then proceeds to foul him after losing it. And it's a free kick to Arsenal just on the edge of their own box. 20 minutes gone here. Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Although Liverpool have had a goal ruled wrongly offside. Simon Long is the assistant on that side. Simon Long got the call wrong. Sorry, I'm not very good at poetry. But there you go. Anyway, Arsenal now have the ball on the far side with Kolasinac. Now Rob Holding. Here's Torreira. Just on the edge of the centre circle in his own half. Pings it back out to Kolasinac on that far side. Looking for Lacazette, who's holding the ball up, but he just can't quite control it. And it's won back by Mane, of all people. Mo Salah, he's skipped past Rob Holding, and now Mo Salah advancing towards the far side byline, driving into the box. It's a wonderful sliding tackle by Xhaka. That was a definite goal-scoring opportunity prevented by Xhaka. Mo Salah got on his bike, was motoring in, got to the byline, got it in the box, was about to cross the ball, and out of nowhere, Xhaka comes sliding in to put the ball out for a corner. Great defending by Xhaka. He's had his critics over the years, particularly under Wenger, but he's performing reasonably well under Emery. As both Milner and Mo Salah are both standing over the corner again. This is interesting. They have 2 up there for the corner, so essentially they've only got 9 outfield players for this set piece. James Milner whips it in towards the penalty spot. Nobody reaches it, and Arsenal clear the ball. And now Aubameyang has got the afterburners on. Oh, he just couldn't quite control it though, and Trent Alexander-Arnold puts out for a throw. Although it's gone in Liverpool's favour, and Mo Salah has pinged the ball into the box towards Virgil van Dijk, who's still up the pitch. It's Van Dijk. Oh, goodness me, how did that not go in? Wonderful defending from Arsenal, who somehow did not concede there. Van Dijk was still in the box for whatever reason. He hadn't gone back. Leno found himself in no man's land. It was just a quick throw taken. Mo Salah pinged it into the box. Van Dijk hadn't gone back. Has a shot on goal. Leno makes a great save. It falls to Mane, I think it is, and it's cleared off the line. I don't know who by. Replay hasn't gone back again, but Arsenal just sort of hanging on a little bit at the moment as Liverpool are having a period of all-out attack. I say that as Robertson's got the ball in the left-back position. Van Dijk should have really scored it, but centre-back's finished for you, I suppose. Pings it out wide, but his ball has ended back in the feet of Alexander-Arnold. Arsenal got something on it. There are now fireworks going off, not at the game, but where I am. Apologies if you can hear them. I may be joined by my dog in a minute, because he doesn't like fireworks. This is why Liverpool passed the ball at the back, although it's played out from the back by Alexander-Arnold on the far side touchline towards Mo Salah. Mo Salah getting to the byline, looking for options to cross. Mo Salah decides to strike it left-footed. It's going to fall kindly to Andrew Robertson, and the shot's gone straight at the goalkeeper. It was swerving, but he got his shins to it, and then it went straight into his body. So, good save. It's a good strike by Robertson. Certainly had some power on it, but couldn't quite direct it away enough. So, the save by Leno, it falls kindly for... So Virgil van Dijk has the shot. Leno saves it with his chest and then saves it with an arm. It's a double save, and I think it's Mustafi who clears it off the line. Anyway, Arsenal kept bringing the ball forward. Here's Lacazette on the edge of the Liverpool box. Ball's gone up in the air. Lacazette challenges for it, can't quite control it. Trent Alexander-Arnold tries to clear it, but it doesn't. It goes into the box again. It's fallen to Hector Bellerin on the edge of the box. Has a swing at it, and it just goes wide right of goal. And goodness me, we're having chances left, right and centre here now. It's getting very frantic. Ball was whipped into Lacazette. He just couldn't quite control it, but it fell kindly for Hector Bellerin on the edge of the box, who had a shot, and it swerved to the right of goal. Not on targets, unfortunately for him. And then Liverpool looking to build from the back as Robertson plays it long towards Mane. Can't win the header as it's headed away by Hector Bellerin. Straight off the man bun and out of play. It's thrown back to Virgil van Dijk, who then plays it across to Joe Gomez. Pinged forward by Trent Alexander-Arnold towards Mo Salah, who again finds himself in acres of space by the byline, although he's been challenged by Kolasinac. Mo Salah still going. Has to play it back to Gini Wijnaldum in the corner of the box. Now back to Fabinho. Fabinho trying to ping it towards the back stick, but it's an awful cross. And it's gone out of play for a goal kick. Klopp is livid. He's not happy at all. There's been a lot of talk about Fabinho not adapting well to the Premier League, and well, I think he's being told to not to do those stupid flicks, because he just kind of flicked that cross towards the back stick and it went out of play horribly. 25 minutes gone as Leno hoops it forward. Still 0-0. Andrew Robertson with possession. Virgil van Dijk's on the floor at the moment. Ball's gone out of play. Holding his face, Van Dijk. Oh, he got caught by Lacazette's elbow. Completely unintentional, because they sort of they went back to back in mid-air, and as the arm came round, as Lacazette's arm came round left side as they rotated in the air, he caught Lacazette. He glanced him on the side of the head, so it's not deliberate at all. Definitely not Not a problem. Van Dijk's back on his feet, and Arsenal are still playing as Leno gets the ball back and proceeds to hoof it long towards Lacazette again. It's come to Kolasinac on that far side. Now, back to Rob Holding in the Arsenal half, in the middle of the park. Both teams have been throwing the kitchen sink a little bit at each other, but they've left the taps on, so not quite everything yet. That's a terrible analogy, I'm sorry. Into the middle of the park now, with Ozil playing the ball forward. Here's Torreira playing it out wide to Aubameyang. Aubameyang driving, plays a shot in, is saved by Alisson, falls almost to the feet of Mkhitaryan, but he can't quite control it. The speed of the ball that rebounded at him, he couldn't control it. It's hacked away by Liverpool, but it's back in the possession of Mustafi. Now Rob Holding on the edge of the centre circle in their own half. Arsenal fans making a lot of noise, encouraging their team. Ball pinged out wide to Hector Bellerin. On this near side. Although he's crowded out by James Milner and Sadio Mane. He's gone out for an Arsenal throw. Just going to see here. Whipped in. Alisson punches it straight at Mkhitaryan, so much so that he has no time to react and control it. It was just hoofed clear in the end. Here's Rob Holding. Aubameyang playing it out wide to Kolasinac. Kolasinac then pinging it to the far side, near side, sorry, with Hector Bellerin, switching the flanks. Bellerin playing it inside to Ozil. Ozil plays it back to Xhaka, just on the edge of the centre circle in Liverpool's half. Back to Holding. Holding plays it forward. Here's Mkhitaryan trying to get it into Lacazette. He's done well to retrieve that. It was a bit of a sloppy pass from Mkhitaryan, but still keeping possession, Arsenal. There's Rob Holding just lets his partner Mustafi take over. Now Xhaka pinging it out wide to Kolasinac. He's still pushed a long way up that far side, sitting on that touchline. Here's Torreira just getting his feet sorted and then advancing into the space. Big challenge by Fabinho. Referee says that's fine. He won the ball. Bellerin tried to play it into the box, but Van Dijk dealt with it. Still, Arsenal have the ball. Another player hits the deck. This time it's Mkhitaryan. Referee still says no foul. Ball hoofed up the field by Andrew Robertson, looking for Mo Salah. Dealt with by Kolasinac. Just about as Rob Holding gets his feet sorted. Gets into the feet of Xhaka in the centre circle. Lays it out to Kolasinac on the far side. Here's Aubameyang flicking it round the corner for Torreira. Aubameyang again on the overlap, trying to get to the byline, but he just can't quite muscle Trent Alexander-Arnold off of shielding it out of play, and it's a goal kick. It's been a terrific game so far as we approach the half an hour mark. Alisson lumping it long, looking for Mo Salah on that far side touchline. Dealt with and hoofed straight back to Alisson. I think it was by Rob Holding. That's Rosette approach. Now Robertson playing it up this near side touchline towards Mane. Mane gives it to Milner. Milner goes back to Robertson inside the Liverpool half. Van Dijk just on the edge of his own box, playing it to Joe Gomez. Gomez pushing it forward. Mo Salah holds it up well, somehow keeping possession past three Arsenal players, and then eventually has to go back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who pings it over the top looking for Roberto Firmino, but that's gone straight through to Leno. Leno then rolls it out to Torreira. Being challenged by Fabinho. He's not going to let him run with it. Has to go to Bellerin, who's forced back to Mustafi on the edge of his own box. As Liverpool now starting to hunt in a pack of four. Going back to Leno now. Leno then plays it out to Kolasinac. Kolasinac gets it back with 1-2 with Xhaka. Plays it to Mustafi now. Going back to Leno. Liverpool pressing quite high up, forcing Leno to go long. Manages to pick out Torreira though, who lays it off to Ozil. Now back to Torreira. Plays it wonderfully out wide to Mkhitaryan, who lays it off wonderfully to Lacazette on the edge of the box. Has a shot and it's deflected. Arsenal just threading balls through tight and narrow angles. It's incredible play from Arsenal, and it took a deflection. I think it was off Virgil van Dijk. It was Aubameyang who had the shot in the end. As Arsenal take the corner short and quick. Here's Kolasinac. Mkhitaryan now. Ozil got to the byline, gets it in the box to Lacazette, who has a shot inside the box, but it's blocked again. Mo Salah picks it up on the edge of the box. Here's Torreira. Just winning the ball back on the halfway line, but the ball's been lost to Mo Salah. Now Sadio Mane trying to bring the ball forward. Great tackle by Torreira again. Arsenal fans making lots of noise, appreciating. Great challenges going in here. Referees not pulling anything back. Here's Xhaka now winning the ball back on the far side. Very combative in the middle of the midfield at the moment. Here's Fabinho going in with a slide tackle. Loses out to Lacazette. Lacazette, he's almost played Aubameyang in as Alisson comes flying off his line to stop that pass getting through. Emre signalling to the fans, come on, make more noise. Here's Bellerin on this near side. Tries to 1-2 it with Aubameyang, can't quite reach it. And Robertson gets in the way, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Terrific stuff from both sides here. As Alisson had to get to that, and he did. Proper night of English football this. It has that feel to it. Hard but fair tackles going in left, right and centre as it's lumped long. Arsenal now looking to build from the back again in their own half. Here's Bellerin. Mustafi. Rob Holding. Mustafi again just on the edge of the centre circle. Thought about going long. Decides to go back to Holding. Holding. Oh, that's a sloppy ball from Rob Holding, but Bellerin manages to retrieve it. Enough of the Hollywooding. Don't need to give the ball away cheaply. There's Mustafi and Holding. Just exchanging passes on the edge of their own box at the moment. Emre dishing instructions out on the touchline. Probably wanting the ball to go forward a bit. As Liverpool pressing again quite highly. Still on the edge of the Arsenal box at the moment as Mustafi and Rob Holding just exchanging passes. Now here's Kolasinac on the far side touchline. But again being forced to go back to Rob Holding on the edge of his own box. Back to Leno now. Bit sloppy from Leno, but it's going to be recovered. Leno going to have to go long here now as he's being closed down. Does go long, looking for Lacazette. Headed back into the Arsenal half by Van Dijk. Xhaka gets a foot on it. Can't quite get it forward though as it's intercepted. Arsenal now have a foot on the ball. Pinged out by Holding this time successfully to Bellerin, who's going to get on his bike here, heading up this near side touchline into the Liverpool half now. Back to Torreira. Now Xhaka in the centre circle, pinging it out wide. Oh, it's almost pinged round the corner by Ozil, and it's gone straight through to Alisson. Now Robertson on this near side. Here's Fabinho, back to Robertson. Robertson thought about going long. Option's gone now, goes back to his goalkeeper Alisson, who does go long, switching it to that far side. Gini Wijnaldum was sitting on the touchline there, trying to play it over the top towards Mo Salah. Mo Salah gets one touch on it. Can't quite control it though, and Arsenal win the ball back. Ozil and Torreira just keeping the ball, and Arsenal again going back into their own half, although that's almost sloppy again, this time from Kolasinac. Manages to get the ball out wide though to Bellerin, who's marching down this near side touchline. Bellerin whipping it in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Van Dijk. Normally where he gets his headers, doesn't it? Van Dijk looking to bring it out. Here's Joe Gomez now, trying to bring the ball forward, and he was fouled in the process, and it's a free kick on the edge of the Liverpool box for Liverpool. 35 minutes gone. This game somehow still hasn't had a goal. We should have had a goal, but it was badly ruled as offside. But either way, this has been an enticing contest nonetheless. Liverpool take the free kick short. Van Dijk's now got it. Now Robertson on his near side touchline. Milner. He's been forced to go backwards, Milner. Back to Robertson. Quick passes onto the halfway line now. Here's Fabinho driving into the centre circle, although he's muscled out of it by a combination of Xhaka and Torreira, who plays a wonderful ball forward to Mkhitaryan now, who's heading towards the box. Mkhitaryan trying to ping it towards the back stick where Aubameyang was ghosting him, but couldn't quite find him as it's headed away by Joe Gomez. And now Liverpool looking to counter quickly. Firmino can't quite get the ball out of his feet to Sadio Mane as Bellerin wins it back in the centre circle, driving forward into the Liverpool half. Here's Torreira now. Aubameyang on the far side, although he's been tracked all the way by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it's a free kick has been given to Arsenal by Andre Mariner. I'm not sure what for. Let's have a look here. Joe Gomez was tracking him all the way. There wasn't really much in it, to be honest. That's a bit of a cheap free kick. Bit of questionable officiating going on here. Not necessarily in anyone's favour. It's just bad officiating at the moment. Anyway, free kick's taken quickly by Ozil. Whips in towards the back stick where Bellerin ghosted in. And Sadio Mane's finding himself in his own box here in possession. He doesn't really know what to do. Manages to get it out to Firmino. Firmino plays it back to Robertson, who hoofs it up the touchline. Out for a throw. Mane found himself stuck in the corner of his own box, which he didn't really... He's probably not used to doing that. Bellerin came flying in at the back stick out of nowhere. Had a long run up to it. Bellerin incidentally is the man who's going to take this throw, just in line with the edge of the Liverpool box. Bellerin throws it into Lacazette, holding up the ball well, trying to muscle his way past Robertson, but runs out of pitch. Good defending by Robertson. So throw to Liverpool. As we got 7 minutes of normal time remaining in this. Not many stoppages either. Here's Xhaka winning the ball back. Tries to play it in and a chance for Lacazette. The ball has fell kindly for him and he shoots across the face of goal and it just goes wide left. Good opportunity. That for Arsenal. Sloppy from Liverpool, giving the ball away straight from the throat. Xhaka just pings it towards, I think it was Torreira, who managed to flick it through to Lacazette. The angle was very tight. Arsenal, though, again, they've won the ball back again, and their opportunity to cross from the far side towards Aubameyang at the front stick, but he's headed it over. Goodness me, Liverpool just getting sloppy in possession here. So Joe Gomez, who tried to play it out from the back here, intercepted by Ozil, who immediately played Aubameyang. Not Aubameyang, sorry. He immediately played, I think it was Mkhitaryan in. Whipped the ball into Aubameyang, who headed over the bar. And then we're just looking again at that Lacazette chance. And Arsenal have won the ball back again from a goal kick. Goodness me. It's a free kick to Arsenal. Liverpool just can't they can't build from the back. It's Arsenal winning the ball back high up the pitch. Ozil the man who's fouled this time. It's Mo Salah the man who was the offender this time. Liverpool just need to calm things down a little bit. Although Arsenal will be looking to keep this up as they take the free kick short. Ozil looking to whip it towards the back stick, towards Mustafi. It's fallen kindly to Lacazette, and this one's been ruled offside as well. That flag was raised very quickly. And yeah, Mustafi's marginally offside. Lacazette is not, but Mustafi was just a little bit offside. We're talking inches. That one is a marginal decision. You could say that cancels out the unfair Liverpool one perhaps earlier, maybe. But it's still 0-0. 40 minutes gone as we enter the last 5 minutes of this incredible first half. Somehow we still haven't had a goal. The ball's been in the back of the net twice. Both been ruled off twice. As ball's just bouncing around in midfield as Arsenal trying to get a foot on it, but Robertson's got his foot on it in the left back position. Proceeds to try and ping it forward inexplicably, and it's gone straight to Mesut Ozil. Now Mkhitaryan on this near side byline, whipping it in towards the back stick. It had to be cleared by Van Dijk. Trent Alexander-Arnold actually, who eventually got the decisive touch on it. It's gone out for a throw. Hector Bellerin's going to throw this one in on this near side, in line with the edge of the box. Arsenal fans making a lot of noise now. This would be the perfect time to score. as he's looking for options, has to go all the way back to his defence in Mustafi. Although he somehow managed to get the ball back out wide to Bellerin. But it's been dealt with by Virgil van Dijk. It's going to be another throw in the same position. This time Bellerin plays it short. Dribbles it backwards, but plays it into the middle of the park with Torreira, and Mkhitaryan's in an offside position. That's a bit sloppy from Mkhitaryan. Once I get my tongue sorted. So that was obvious, and Emre extremely frustrated on the sideline. James Milner just having a bit of a go at his forwards here. Firmino and Mane not tracking back enough to help out. At least I get the gist. Ball played long from Alisson's free kick. Won by Firmino, managed to head it down to Mo Salah in the middle of the park. Salah plays it out wide. Trent Alexander-Arnold's pushed a long way up. Arnold plays it to Fabinho in the middle of the park, although he's been forced back out wide again to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now Joe Gomez back to Arnold again. Whips a ball in. It almost made it all the way through to Mane. Now James Milner has picked up the pieces in the middle of the park. Plays it out wide to Robertson on this near side. Robertson whips it in towards the back stick. Headed up and away by Mustafi. James Milner wins the second header. And that's gone straight through to Leno, who rolls it out to Torreira. And Xhaka tries to play it quickly, but ends up kicking it out of play. Teams just hurrying each other and not really having any composure, as the throw almost won immediately back by Arsenal, but it's come to Fabinho. Fabinho again, Wijnaldum. Now Trent Alexander-Arnold again, heading towards the byline, trying to find Firmino, who's on the byline. Whips it in towards Mane on the penalty spot, headed away by Rob Holding this time. Liverpool's turn to put on some pressure. As well, the ball is shepherded out of play wonderfully. I think it was by Mesut Ozil, holding off Trent Alexander-Arnold for a throw that's gone in Arsenal's favour. Both managers will be reasonably pleased with what they've seen. The only thing it's missing is a goal. Both teams have put the ball in the back of the net. We're just missing the number ones from the scoreline, because it would be level at 1-1 if both those goals stood, so it doesn't really matter whether they count or not. We're still level regardless. Here's James Milner trying to bring the ball forward into the Arsenal half, but he's fouled by Lacazette. So we enter the last minute of normal time. I would expect we'll probably be given them 1 minute of added time as well. Lacazette just catching Milner as he was driving into the Arsenal half. It's going to be a free kick, just in line with the edge of the centre circle. Liverpool's last major chance to get a goal, perhaps whipped in towards Virgil van Dijk. He's got in at the penalty spot, and it's at the post! Goodness me, we've had everything but a goal in this first half, as Leno getting high fives. Did he get a touch on that? Let's have a look. Wonderfully whipped in. He was onside. Did he get something on it, did Leno? No, he didn't get anything on it. I don't know what the high fives are for. Probably his defenders for perhaps saving his blushes. But Leno came out nowhere near it. It's a corner to Liverpool. James Milner takes it from this near side towards the back stick. Leno punches it away. Not too far away though, as Mane heads it back into the penalty area. But Leno gets both hands on it. And the referee has seen enough. The first half, no added time. It's been an incredible encounter between these two. We've had everything here. It's been clean, hard but fair. Everything has been fantastic. The only thing we're missing is a goal. The ball's been in the back of the net twice, ruled out once strongly for offside in Liverpool. In the case for Liverpool, and Arsenal, they had one ruled out for offside, which was incredibly close, marginally offside as well. But ultimately, at half-time, the score at the Emirates Stadium here today is Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. I'll hand you back over to John Stuttard for the half-time presentations, where he is going to dissect what happened at the Olympic Stadium between West Ham and Burnley, and then I'll be back with you for the second half. But whilst it's half-time, it's all yours, John.
Thank you, Chris. Just before we start with the Burnley the Burnley fiasco this afternoon. I just want to point out what a good first half of football, and Arsenal and Liverpool playing a terrific game. I've been watching it on my laptop, and I have to say it's been a great first half. Listening along to Chris's commentary, which has been fantastic as usual, it has been a great first half. And Liverpool should, I think, feel hard done by that goal wasn't allowed to stand, because in my opinion, and I agree with Chris, and I probably agree with probably about 90% of the people who thought it was a goal, and I have to say it did look a goal, and I have to say Liverpool should be leading, but I have to say both teams have gone at it hammer and tongs. The only annoying aspect really that we haven't had a goal, and that's a real shame. But the second half normally perks up more than what the first half does, so I think there will be goals in the second half. I'm going to put it to you right there. Right, well, we've got 15 minutes to dissect. Let's take you back to this afternoon. I have to just point out that Leicester, what a win for them on what's been an emotional week for them. Good to see them getting back to winning ways by beating a very poor Cardiff side 1-0 as well. So a big shout out to Leicester City. Well done, you deserve it, and all play to you. Well, today another bad day at the office for Burnley Football Club. There's no hiding place from it. There's no getting away from it. We were beaten 4-2. The first half was an absolute shambles. West Ham should have racked up a cricket score at half time. We got in at 1-1. It was still possible for us to even nick 3 points from the game. In the second half we played really well. We played much better. But once again, people are saying it's a deserved victory. I don't think it was a deserved victory. Not on the second half display. Maybe on the first. If they're going to judge it on one half, they're judging it wrong. Burnley played really well second half. You can't make any mistake about that. The substitutes made a difference. Wood made a difference. Barnes made a difference. Brady made a difference. We got back to 2-2, and I felt at that point, and I have to secretly admit this, I thought we were going to win the game. And then Roger East, for one reason or another, does not give a clear foul on Ashley Barnes. West Ham go up the other end of the park, scoring a very lucky deflected goal. Goes in the net. Joe Hart hasn't got a hope. And then Javier Hernandez gets an undeserved goal and revs Stoke into the win. But let's forget about the emotions and the refereeing and all that for a second, because there is a much bigger picture here that needs to be said here. We haven't got the Sean Dyche interview annoyingly to play, but we will play it towards the end of tonight's match after we've heard from Emery and Jurgen Klopp. But I just want to make this my view perfectly clear. Who is to blame? A lot of people want Sean Dyche out of the football club. Now, for all he's achieved, for all he's done, for what he has done to this club, and let's be fair, most of it has been against what we would have dreamed about when he took over 6 years ago. But is he starting to is he starting to play one system? Is he not bringing in the players that he needs to take the team forward? Has he took Burnley as far as he can go? The second problem I've got is the board, especially the chairman, Mike Garlick. We won somewhere in the region of £170 million last season in television monies alone. Not to mention, I think, about £30 million for finishing in the top 7. We were in Europe. We had a chance to do well in that. We had the chance, the best chance in years, to actually add to the squad with quality talent that could take us further. Now, I didn't expect us to go further than what we did last season, but I expected us to be in around about the top 12 by now, where Brighton and Wolves are right now. We're nowhere near that. And that I find absolutely annoying, because on paper we should be better than those teams. Probably not Wolves, but definitely Brighton. And it frustrates me and angers me that the board have not backed the manager. They have shown no ambition. They've shown no drive, no get up and go to try and take this club further forward and keep them well established as a Premier League club. They potentially, because we don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the season, potentially their lack of ambition and their lack of spending could cost us our Premier League status. It could, in fact, cost us sign our death warrant back to the Championship. Now, believe me, last season was fantastic. Beyond all expectations. The year before that, great season, despite the fiasco in the Cup against Lincoln. But Mike Garlick, I'm afraid to say, he doesn't care. We talk about the Leicester chairman caring about the town and all that. He used to put charitable donations in. Have we seen Mike Garlick do that? No. Have we seen Mike Garlick actually back the football club in terms of transfers and money? No. Have we seen him compensate the fans for all these horrible, horrible performances that the club have been turning out? I'll tell you the answer. A big fat no. The man has to go. Everyone says that Sean Dyche must go, but why not Mike Garlick? He's the man at the top. He's the chairman. He has to go for the good of the club. And in fact, most of the board, with the exception of brilliant Barry Kilby, I have to say, Barry Kilby, I've got nothing but admiration and respect for. And quite frankly, I'd have him as chairman tomorrow. Because I know he would learn from his lessons in 2010. I've no doubts about that. But Mike Garlick, John Benaskovich, you are jokes! Get out of my club! Get out of Burnley Football Club for the good of the club! David Bowen, supposed to be CEO of the year, is he? Supposed to be managing director of the year? Oh yeah, a lot of good he's been doing for the football club. CEO of the year, more like donkey of the year. Those three people are responsible, in my opinion, for where Burnley are right now. Lancashire above the trap door. Newcastle have won, and they're now 2 points up our strider. Cardiff and Fulham and Huddersfield could put runs together quite easily. Our next game is against Leicester City, a team now that will be united after the tragic events of last week. They won at Cardiff today. They showed a united front, and more power to them. And the odds of us actually going to Leicester next week and winning have now lengthened to probably about 50-1. Probably with some bookmakers, because at the moment we cannot stop leaking goals, we cannot stop playing one-dimensional football, because the ambition of the football club is not there. And
can I chime in here?
You can go on.
So it just the issues are, well, the particular Mike Garlick Sean Dyche problem, as I'm calling it, is they're both causing a problem for each other. One, people going on about Sean Dyche being one-dimensional, he only plays one way and all that, but it does kind of fall in the lap of the chairman, because if he did back him and gave him the money that he required, we wouldn't be playing one-dimensional, because we would have got a different kind of striker, other than three big men, which I've been screaming about for the past 2 years now. The fact that we've only got one type of striker and they're all the same. Woods, Barnes and Vokes, they're all big, not very mobile, strong target men. So, attacking-wise, we can't really do anything different unless, we spend a bit of money. But chairman doesn't want to do that. And then defensively, we've fallen apart, and that falls into the lap of Dyche, because the defensive group is still the same group of players that finished 7th last year. The only difference for us really is you've got players like Vidra and Joe Hart that have come in, but other than that, it's the same group. So what's changed? What's going wrong? Are the players being complacent? Is there some kind of behind the scenes thing going on? Is it perhaps the Tom Heaton situation? He's the club captain, but he's not playing. It's all something just doesn't seem right at the club, and at the moment, blame can be thrown at everyone really, because you win as a team and you lose as a team, and between Garlick and Deitch, Garlick has kind of put Deitch in a sticky situation where he's got to perform miracles with the same squad for the second season in a row. And unfortunately, they're playing exactly the same way as we played last season, and everyone knows this. So that is why we're so predictable. But to ship 13 goals in 3 games is unacceptable. It doesn't matter. I don't care who the manager. You concede that many goals. I know we played City and Chelsea, but we gave up when we went 2-0 down in both of those games. And then West Ham, the way we started, we gave ourselves an uphill struggle from the get-go. Then we played well, only to throw it away. Refereeing decision aside, it's a bit of a mess, and somebody needs to pull their finger out. And I said it to you, John, earlier before we came on air tonight. We get to the end of Christmas, we might find ourselves in a position where we are in a relegation fight. Let's face it, that's what this season is going to be. He should go to the board, demand money to spend. If Mike Garlick refuses, then Deitch should walk, because then he can leave with his head held high, knowing he's done absolutely everything possible to take the club forward, and he's been denied by his boss. And by that point, every single Burnley fan would go, well, if that's the case, because that's kind of what happened with Owen Coyle, the Judas. He went to Barry Kilby. Barry Kilby said, I haven't got any money, as opposed to refuse. And Coyle then decided to bugger off. It's slightly different in that regard, but it's, I think that's what will end up happening. And everyone needs to get their act together, particularly the defence, because I don't know what they're playing at the moment, but they need to wake up a bit. And I do think a lot of people would say it's not Joe Hart's fault, but he needs to have a break, because he'll be mentally fatigued from conceding, as I said, 13 goals. It ruins a goalkeeper's confidence and mentality. So we need our leader back in Tom Heaton. Maybe he can instill some sturdiness at the back. But we're only going to play one way until January, and that's because we don't have any other options. And that is the board's fault, because they didn't back Deitch. But that's my slightly less passionate view on it from earlier, which is broadcastable. But I'll give it back to you, John, as we've got a few minutes before second half.
Yes, thank you, Chris. And a nice controlled one compared to my passionate rant, but it is getting a bit ridiculous. And I just wonder, there has been a quote. I haven't managed to find an interview with Sean Dyche to play, but this is what he said speaking to the media afterwards, and I quote what Dyche says here, and it's usually the same old dribble with him usually, because he says things like mentality and energy and things like that, which he's always said there. This is what he said afterwards. He said, we reacted well to falling behind. The mentality and energy were good in the first half. Where at any point was there any mentality or energy? I have to say, I was watching a very different game to what he saw. The third goal, however, is a real blow, and we were chasing the game when they scored the last one. I'm not disappointed in the mentality of the team, but we can't give the ball away so cheaply. There are some details in the game that need working on. Sometimes you've got to start with the basics, and we're being punished to be fair, and sometimes it's just the details. The mentality was intact today, but there are still lots of things we can do better. We're a team improving and growing. It's a hard one to take. I'm proud of these players and what they've achieved so far. What have we achieved, Sean? What have we actually achieved? I can't for the life of me understand what we've actually achieved in the last 4 or 5 games. As Chris rightly points out, 13 goals conceded in 3 matches is simply not acceptable. It's simply not acceptable. And there has to be something at some point's got to give. Now, we can't get any players in until January. That is a given. We can't do it. We've got to stick with what we've got, and that means playing one-dimensional. And it is frustrating in some aspects. People are going to be forced to play whatever. Was it £35 a ticket? who knows? But something really has to give here as the teams are about, in fact, to come out for the second half. I'm sure we'll touch on this later on, at some point later on in the weekend. But it's back to the Emirates Stadium we go. I'm at Wolves preparing to do recorded commentary on the game, which you'll hear on the Clarets on the match delayed later, the game delayed later on this weekend. So we're going to go back down to the Emirates where Chris is waiting to take you through the second half. Chris, it's over to you for the second half.
Thank you, John. Well, Arsenal are in possession at present. There are no changes to speak of as of yet, as both teams line up exactly how they did to begin the game. Obviously, Arsenal now attacking the goal to our right, and Liverpool attacking the goal to our left. Liverpool also remain unchanged, so no managers have decided to make any tactical change. Well, they might have done, but no difference in bodies, as the ball's being pinged around in the middle of the park at the moment. Fabinho gets his foot on the ball and manages to get it out wide to Andrew Robertson on the far side. Is it forward to Sadio Mane? Back to Joe Gomez. If you hear any shuffling or heavy breathing, that is my dog, who has joined me in the commentary box due to fireworks in the area. So apologies if you hear him getting irritated. That's he can be our mascot for the day. So this game so far has been an intriguing contest. As I said, it's missed everything but goals, even though one of them was incorrectly ruled offside. As Arsenal have a free kick just inside the Liverpool half, as Granit Xhaka is just having an issue here. Free kick taken short by Arsenal. Now Xhaka's on the ball himself. Here's Ozil. Flicking it out wide to Mkhitaryan on this near side, heading towards the byline, but Robertson just gets a toe on it and puts it out for a throw. Left back finding himself in the right back position, which is telling Alexander-Arnold to get into position. Kolasinac is going to take the throw near the corner flag on this near side, throws it into Aubameyang. Aubameyang tries to play it back to Ozil, but it's intercepted by Roberto Firmino. Firmino playing it forward to Mo Salah on the edge of the centre circle, loses out to Torreira. Torreira still going, in fact. Manages to get the ball forward, and Lacazette has been absolutely clattered into by Fabinho. And free kick has been given. Tell you what, Fabinho is lucky to get away with no card there. He's been sluggish all game, as Fabinho, to be honest. He needs to sharpen up a bit. There's a reason why he hasn't been playing regularly for Liverpool, and well, in a game like this, he's kind of showing it. Free kick to Arsenal. Torreira trying to whip it towards the back stick, towards Aubameyang. Just can't quite keep it. Well, we kept it in play, but it prevented it from going for a goal kick instead of a throw, should I say. Trent Alexander-Arnold to take this, the number 66. Famous year in English football, that one. For obvious reasons. Thrown long towards James Milner, but it's one back. I say one back, Liverpool win the ball back instantly as well. Go all the way back to Alisson. Now pings it out to Robertson on the far side. Here's Mane. Mane now hits the deck, and it's a free kick to Liverpool now, just inside their own half, as Torreira puts him on the deck. Quick free kick taken as it's pinged over the top towards Sadio Mane, heading down that far side byline, heading towards the byline. Whipping the cross in towards the back stick towards Mo Salah. Mo Salah jumps for the second one, but it's headed away by Kolasinac, only as far as Trent Alexander-Arnold. Arnold gets it to Mo Salah inside the penalty area, left-footed strike blocked well by Arsenal. They're trying to play it out from the back here, getting a bit sloppy as Robertson wins the ball back. Gets it back to Virgil van Dijk in the Liverpool half. Goes back to his goalkeeper, Alisson. 5 minutes of this second half gone. Still 0-0. Wijnaldum dropping deep to receive the ball off Alisson. Plays it back Goes it into Fabinho. Fabinho plays out wide to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum now to Trent Alexander-Arnold, hugging the touchline. That plays it forward to James Milner. Milner tries to bend it round Rob Holding, but he sticks out a leg and intercepts it. And now it's Kolasinac playing it into Mustafi. Now Bellerin. Back to Mustafi. All the way back to Leno, who gives it straight back to Mustafi. The two Germans. Mustafi driving forward. Excuse my voice. Looking for a brilliant ball forward towards Aubameyang. It's Mkhitaryan battling away. They just couldn't quite get round Virgil van Dijk, who held him off brilliantly, and Liverpool get away with that one. There's Liverpool battling away in midfield, and another Arsenal player hits the deck. It's Torreira again, and it's going to be Fabinho who's going to receive the first yellow card of the game. He has been sloppy all game and giving away cheap free kicks, so that's probably a. Yeah, he puts his forearm into the side of Torreira's head whilst trying to challenge for the ball. Quite rightfully, a yellow card. Excuse me, just needed to cough, rather not blow everyone's eardrums out. So, yellow card to Fabinho, as I said. Torreira's back to his feet, and it's a free kick on that far side touchline, more or less. It's going to be, I think it's Mesut Ozil who's going to deliver this one. Rob Holding and Mustafi have gone forward, whipped in towards the penalty spot. There's an opportunity, a free header from Mustafi, but he just couldn't quite control it. Oh, it's offside anyway. Goodness me. It was who's teaching these Arsenal players? Is Adebayor in disguise at the moment at Arsenal? There's something going on here. Lots of offsides being given here. I think that'd be a gunner's worst nightmare if Adebayor decided to turn up and play for Arsenal again. Beside that point, as Mkhitaryan's bringing the ball forward, here's Granit Xhaka. Gets it to Ozil at the byline. It's going to fall kindly, is it? No, it's bouncing around in the box a lot. Robertson's got his foot on it, tries to play it forward, and it's going to trickle out for a throw to Liverpool. Goodness me. Chaos in that penalty area. Arsenal fans making lots of noise. Emre trying to encourage them to make even more. He's certainly playing to the crowd, is Emre. Thrown long by Robertson. Mane wins the header. Tries to head it back to Van Dijk, but it's hoofed back up the pitch. It's gone out for an Arsenal throw. Jurgen Klopp just in discussion with his coaching team as to how to proceed. Probably involves getting Fabinho off the pitch ASAP, because he looks like a bit of a ticking time bomb, if I'm honest. Arsenal now just playing it around at the back here. Here's Rob Holding, just on the edge of his own box. Torreira now. Jurgen Klopp's record against the Big Six away from home as the long ball goes over the top straight through to Alisson. It's not bad. 6 wins against the top 6. It's impressive. Out of 15 games, it's just over a third. Look at me being really good at maths. There's Liverpool looking to build from the back here. Wijnaldum being forced to go back to Robertson on that far side touchline. Now Joe Gomez. Trent Alexander-Arnold now. Goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Alisson. Robertson again. Driving forward. As Arsenal win the ball back though, and now there's an opportunity perhaps. Here's Mkhitaryan on the far side byline trying to whip in a cross, and it's been cleared out for a corner. Robertson looking angrily at his teammates. Didn't have any options. I'm just going to let my dog out of my room. Fireworks have stopped, so he wanted to leave. Was going to dig his way through my door, otherwise that would not have been good. Anyway, it's a corner to Arsenal on the far side. 55 minutes gone. Whipped in towards the front post. It's fallen kindly to Hector Bellerin, although he can't quite shoot as there's bodies in front. Bellerin turns on the edge of the box, can't get anywhere, and Milner hacks it away up the pitch. Mane in pursuit with Hector Bellerin chasing him all the way. Not Bellerin, it was Mkhitaryan being forced to put it out of play just to allow Arsenal to get numbers back. Here's Robertson. Fabinho, back to Robertson. Here's Van Dijk. Just on the edge of the centre circle, Wijnaldum bringing it into the Arsenal half, although immediately plays it back to Van Dijk. Here's Robertson again. Liverpool just keeping possession at the back here. It's Joe Gomez now looking to ping it out wide to Trent Alexander-Arnold. It was a bit much for him. He somehow got a touch on it to keep it in play. But Kolasinac muscled it out, and it's gone out for a throw by Arsenal's corner flag on this near side for a throw. Kolasinac whinging to the lino, saying that's a goal kick. Lino's like, no, it's not. Kolasinac gets it straight back from the throw and hoops out the touchline, but it's only gone as far as Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez has managed to switch it to Andrew Robertson on the far side. Hasn't got much support though, so he's going to be forced to go backwards, and he does, back to Van Dijk. He's just holding on the halfway line. As is Joe Gomez, who's now got the ball in the centre circle. Plays it forward to Milner. Milner plays it back to Wijnaldum, who's finding himself in the right back position. Here's Alexander-Arnold. Further up the pitch, manages to get it into the feet of Mo Salah on the edge of the D. Now James Milner just inside, flicks it round the corner. Roberto Firmino can't quite get his feet sorted on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Leno comes out and plucks it off the floor. Thank you very much. None of that nonsense on the edge of the 6-yard box. Wasn't messing around with that one. It's a bit scrappy, but Roberto Firmino almost bulldozed his way through, but when somebody can use their hands, it gives you a massive disadvantage, or advantage in the goalkeeper's case. And Arsenal just playing it around at the back now. Here is Leno, the goalkeeper, in question. Those are to Mustafi. Now Kolasinac hugging this near side touchline. Klopp barking orders at his players. Almost stepping out of his technical area. I think he pushes the limit of that technical area, to be honest. Arsenal fans still making lots of noise, encouraging their team. Ball pinged forward from the back by Hector Bellerin. And Robertson was forced to play it out for a corner. Wonderfully pinged out from the back. And Robertson went in with a lovely sliding tackle to stop that getting in the box. Emery loving every minute of it. It's another corner to Arsenal. 58 minutes gone now. 3 corners each. No goals though. We're still waiting for that all-important first goal. It's going to be whipped in from the far side towards the back stick. Alexander-Arnold heads it away first time. Mo Salah heads it away the second time. Third time it's going to be headed away by Wijnaldum, although Arsenal have managed to pick it up with Mkhitaryan on this near side. Mkhitaryan manages to get it inside to Aubameyang. Aubameyang gets it back. Now Ozil gets it forward to Kolasinac by the byline, whips in towards the back stick, but it's headed away. It's time by Robertson towards Mane. Mane, who was body checked, and the free kick has not been given. There's Xhaka demanding the ball for the throw. Let's just see if this is a foul. Mane knocked it past him and was motoring, and Xhaka came across and just... Well, we didn't really body check him. Mane felt contact and hit the deck. So, yeah, I suppose I can understand the ref not giving that, as Arsenal now have the ball in possession at the back. Here's Mustafi. Bellerin flicking it back to Rob Holding as we approach the hour mark. Here's Xhaka. Closed down by Firmino. Has to go back to Holding. Holding plays it inside to Torreira, inside the centre circle. Now Mustafi looking to play the ball forward. Here's Mkhitaryan playing it out wide. Hector Bellerin, who's motoring down that far side touchline, gets the ball, but he's run out of options, forced to go back to Mkhitaryan. Torreira again. Back to Mkhitaryan. Goes all the way back to Mustafi. Switches it to Rob Holding. Holding now looking for options. Plays it forward. But he's going to get it straight back off of Xhaka. Now Kolasinac hugging the touchline. Kolasinac playing it forward. A lovely flick by Lacazette. Now Aubameyang, who's near this near side byline, and he's offside. I'll be counting, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I only said ladies, but are we counting people? Because that's a lot of offsides. It wasn't actually Aubameyang who was offside this time. But either way. 6 offsides. That is the number we're currently at for Arsenal. Only 1 for Liverpool. And that one offside was incorrect. So that's the terrible irony of that situation. Long ball played forward by Leno. It's going to go out for... It's been headed out by Liverpool. No, it's been headed out by an Arsenal player. So it's a Liverpool throw. It's gone back to Wijnaldum, who plays it back to Joe Gomez. Now Van Dijk in the centre circle. Plays it out wide to Robertson on the far side. Trying to flick it round the corner to Mane, who's at full afterburners. Gets the byline, tries to whip it across. Oh, it's going to fall kindly to James Milner! From the penalty spots. Buries it bottom left-hand corner. We have the breakthrough. The first goal. Leno punched it unconvincingly into the danger zone. And James Milner lapped it up on the edge of the box and smashes it into the back of the nets. It's Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0 at the Emirates Stadium. And we finally have that first goal. You would say it's a bit of justice considering Liverpool should be 1-0 up anyway due to that incorrect offside decision. But it is 1-0 to Liverpool. Wonderfully taken by James Milner, the captain on the night. Mane was at full tilt when he whipped that cross in. Leno got 2 hands to it but palmed it straight into the path of James Milner, who was advancing onto the penalty spot area. It's actually, no, Leno, it's not really Leno's fault, I'll be honest. He saved it and it's come off of Rob Holding. So he's palmed it into Rob Holding. The ball has bounced off Rob Holding straight onto the penalty spot, and then James Milner's hit it on the half volley into the back of the net. So not as much blame to Leno, but he shouldn't be palming it into the danger zone like that. So yeah, it's still a bit of a goalkeeping blunder as Arsenal looking to hit back straight away. They'll certainly feel a little bit like they're on the wrong end of this. Arsenal, they've created plenty of good chances. Liverpool lead by a goal to 0. As they're just battling away on this near side touchline. Here's Torreira playing out wide on the far side to Bellerin. Pinged forward by Mustafi. Nobody's read it. It's going to be easily dealt with by Trent Alexander-Arnold, but he only hoofed it straight into the possession of Granit Xhaka. Here's Mesut Ozil on this near side. Xhaka again. Rob Holding plays it to Ozil. Ozil plays it to Torreira. Torreira driving forward onto the edge of the D. Torreira still going! Good save by Alisson. Torreira just kept advancing forward and forward. 1-2 with Ozil. Found himself with space on the edge of the box to have a shot. And Alisson was forced to palm it over the bar. Great opportunity that. It's a corner to Arsenal. Mkhitaryan's going to take. Takes it short. Gets it back off of Torreira. Whipped in by Mkhitaryan, but headed away by James Milner. Gone far out to... It's been whipped back in. I think it was by Ozil. And there's... Oh, goodness. There's a collision of heads. Oh, my word. 2 players are down. Joe Gomez and James Milner are both down and out. Although James Milner is not moving. Oh, there was a horrible, horrible clash of heads. Oh. But there's a lot of... Oh, goodness me. James Milner, he's not in a good way. Joe Gomez is back on his feet, but James Milner, he is conscious. He's talking to the medics, but he's in a bad way. We're going to look back at this Torreira chance. He literally got to the edge of the box. Nobody really came to him, and then when Virgil van Dijk came across, had a shot, and well, forced Alisson into tipping it over. But we're just waiting on the what the state of James Milner is at the moment. The worry would be, I mean, he's currently receiving treatment because he's bleeding. The other worry would be concussion, which I think is what they're checking out at present. Liverpool fans making a heck of a lot of noise now that they're 1-0 up. He is sat up now, so he is well aware. The shot was actually from the edge of the box. It wasn't the penalty spot. It bounced on the penalty spot. That's half volley on the edge of the box, rifled into the back of the net by James Milner, and he now finds himself laid out on the floor after headbutting his own teammate. Good job. The worry is about his nose, I think. He might have broken it. He looks a little bit off. This James Milner. It might be worth substituting, perhaps. Who knows? But as things stand in terms of the table, when we'll put Liverpool top, obviously. Man City are yet to play. James Milner is back on his feet though, with a bandage shoved up his left nostril, and he's leaving the field. So whether he will continue, we shall see. But he's back on his feet, and is aware of his surroundings and everything, so that's all good. Whether they continue to play him, we shall see. It's a drop ball. This is in Liverpool's favour. Joe Gomez proceeds to lump it straight up the field into Arsenal's possession, because Arsenal were in possession of the ball when those two players hit the deck together. Liverpool now temporarily down to 10 men, so Arsenal will probably try to make use of it. Maitland-Niles is getting ready on the touchline for Arsenal as well, so we could be in for a substitution for Arsenal. As Leno has the ball in his box. I keep saying that sentence like it's, you know, Leno has the ball in his box, like he would have it anywhere else. Arsenal are joint leaders for points from losing positions this season. They've won 7 points from losing positions this year so far. So they're used to having to claw things back. There's an opportunity. And Maitland-Niles is going to be the man who comes on now. It's going to be Mkhitaryan, the man to come off. Putting a good shift today as Mkhitaryan, although he hasn't been as effective as you'd hope. But it's going to be... no, sorry, it's Alex Iwobi who's coming on, sorry. Alex Iwobi for Mkhitaryan. So, ball's on the far side with Arsenal at the moment. Bellerin plays it into Torreira. Torreira trying to get it into Lacazette, but it's won back by Robertson. And now Roberto Firmino looking to drive forward. Although he's trying to find Mo Salah, who is on his bike, and Mo Salah still onside. Got to the byline, looking to whip it in towards Mane. He just can't quite reach it. Firmino's going to pick up the pieces though, and it's going for a corner. Goodness me. That could have been 2-0. Should have been 2-0. Just one pass straight through, split the Arsenal defence with Arsenal chasing. Mane was at full tilt trying to reach it. It's if he borrowed Peter Crouch's legs for that moment, he would have scored. But unfortunately, he can't do that. It's kind of illegal to borrow somebody's body parts. Anyway, it's a corner. James Milner's going to take it from this side, so he's back on the pitch. Milner whips in towards the penalty spot. Oh, goodness me! I think it was Firmino got something on there. He just fell into a bunch of bodies in the box. Couldn't even see where it went. Missed everyone, and then it's Firmino. He was hidden behind two players, got his head on it, completely unmarked, headed it wide right of goal. As we approach the 70th minute, it's Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal now chasing the game. Here's Torreira bringing the ball up. Here's Iwobi. Goes back to Torreira. Now Mustafi on the far side. Here's Leno. Leno plays it to Torreira. Torreira plays a long ball looking for Iwobi, but it doesn't quite get to him. Ball's rebounded back to Robertson in the left-back position. Robertson then lumps it long looking for Mo Salah, but it's been cut out by Mustafi. Mustafi now gets it off Xhaka on the edge of the centre circle. It's played out wide. Now it's Iwobi. Bellerin pushing up. Torreira's going to use him. Although Bellerin is being forced backwards by Liverpool, hunting in packs as usual. Goes all the way back to Mustafi, who then goes back to his goalkeeper Leno. Outside his area. Outside, should I say, not inside. Is Xhaka. Just playing it around at the back at the moment, Arsenal. They're a little bit frustrated. They're struggling to get the ball forward as Liverpool are holding their shape well, and Arsenal then, Lacazette has put it out of play, trying to find Iwobi on the wing, but where Iwobi was on a different wavelength. Throw going to be taken by Robertson on the far side. Here's Mane. Gets it to Firmino. Firmino then plays it back to his defender, Joe Gomez, who then releases Alexander-Arnold, who's getting up ahead of steam down this near side touchline. Plays it inside towards Milner, but the pass is just off and it's intercepted by Rob Holding. Gets it into the feet of Xhaka. Xhaka pings it forward, looking for Aubameyang, but it hasn't got there, and Alisson is now with the ball. Proceeds to lump it long as we see Aaron Ramsey getting ready on the touchline as well. Pretty sure that one's Aaron Ramsey. It's a throw to Liverpool though, as the ball is on this near side touchline. Milner gets it off of Mo Salah's throat. Loses the ball though, and Arsenal looking to bring it forward. Mesut Ozil battling with Joe Gomez, who has to head it out for a throw next to Liverpool's technical area on this near side. So Aaron Ramsey is going to come on. Who for? As the throw has gone in Liverpool's favour. Emre wants to make a sub, and he's not giving Liverpool the ball because he wants to make a sub. Referee's going to allow him to make the substitution now, and it's going to be Aubameyang who makes way for Ramsey. Interesting substitution by Emre there. Aubameyang was causing all sorts of problems on that left side, but maybe he's a change of shape. So Lacazette up front on his own, with Ozil and Mkhitaryan sitting behind. Well, Mkhitaryan's not on anymore. Be interested to see how they shape up Arsenal, as they're trying to win the ball back off of Liverpool at the moment. Liverpool now advancing down the far side touchline. Here's Firmino whipping the ball in towards Mo Salah, and it's been cleared by Rob Holding out for a corner on the far side. Robertson causing more and more problems on that left hand side. He's doing a terrific job at left back, providing both defensive and attacking options. Terrific cross. So Rob Holding did well to get that anywhere away from goal. Mo Salah going over to take the corner in front of those Liverpool fans in that corner of the Emirates Stadium. Van Dijk and Gomez are up. It's in. Van Dijk! Oh, goodness me, what a save from Leno. Van Dijk got everything behind that header. Went in towards the front stick, wonderfully whipped in. And Leno gets a big right hand to it to flick it over the bar. Lightning reactions from the goalkeeper there. Terrific save. It's a wonderful save from Leno. Mo Salah's going to whip it in again towards the front stick, towards Van Dijk again, but this time it's headed away by Arsenal. As we approach the last 15 minutes of this game, it has been a very, very close encounter. I think Liverpool are probably valued for their lead. Just thrown in towards Firmino. Although it's been won back by Arsenal. Well, I say that, and then Liverpool win it back. This time it's Firmino battling to win it back again. He's got it out to Trent Alexander-Arnold on this near side touchline. He's got James Milner behind him. He's going to use him. James Milner checks back on himself, gets it to Firmino, then tries to flick it over the top towards Mo Salah. Oh, goodness. And Leno came out there and plucked that one out of the air before it could fall onto Mo Salah's hair. Nearly. It's not quite an afro as what Mo Salah has, but either way. Stopped him from heading the ball towards goal. Mustafi looking to ping the ball out of defence here. switches it to Kolasinac on this near side touchline. Iwobi, oh goodness me, Iwobi, that is not the impact that substitutes want to make. That is terrifically kept in by Hector Bellerin to save Iwobi's blushes there. Getting well-deserved applause from the Emirates there. Xhaka pings it back out this side to Kolasinac on this near side touchline. Plays it just inside to Iwobi. Iwobi driving towards Joe Gomez. Iwobi getting to the byline, whipping across the face of goal, and nobody in an Arsenal shirt can connect with it. And now Sadio Mane touches it past his man, motoring down that far side touchline, and it's a great slide tackle by Mustafi to stop that breakaway from Mane. Iwobi did extremely well, drove straight at Trent Alexander-Arnold, it was in the end, whipped in a wonderful cross, and nobody in a red and white shirt could pick that one out. So close for Arsenal. And then a wonderful slide tackle from Mustafi to stop Mane rocketing away up that far side. And now Arsenal have the ball back to Boots. Here is Mustafi. Now Xhaka. Here's Iwobi. Goes back to Xhaka. Now Ramsey. Mustafi switching it to Holding. So lots of time, heading towards the halfway line on this near side. Mustafi again in the centre circle. Xhaka plays it forward. Offside again for Arsenal. They're doing. Liverpool are either doing well. It's probably a combination of both. Liverpool are they're holding a very good line, I've got to say, but the Arsenal players just need to focus a bit more. The amount of times they've been caught offside today is unacceptable. So it's a free kick to Liverpool. 77 minutes gone. A goal from James Milner in this second half is what separates the two sides. Trent Alexander-Arnold battling away with Iwobi on this near side touchline, loses out, and Iwobi wins the ball. And then Trent Alexander-Arnold wins it back, only to lose it to Torreira. Here's Aaron Ramsey now. Gets it back to Kolasinac, who's bombing down that left-hand side, but his cross has a lot to be desired. One back by Robertson, who manages to get it out to Mane on that far side. Robertson motoring ahead of him. Is he going to use him? No, he's dawdling. Mane needs to get rid of the ball and ends up just lumping it long straight into the possession of Mustafi. It's wasteful from Mane. Straight ball play forward to Mesut Ozil by Mustafi. Now here's Bellerin, headed to the byline. Looking to get it to Ozil on the edge of the box. Ozil, though, it's a good tackle by Fabinho for once. It's come back to Hector Bellerin, who's got loads of time to cross the ball, but doesn't. Plays it back to Ramsey. Ramsey tries to get it into the box. Bouncing around a lot. Alexander-Arnold heads it away, but it's gone out. Oh, it was half volleyed. I think it was by Rob Holding to try and get it into the possession of Iwobi, but it's missed him completely and gone out for a Liverpool throw on this near side touchline. As Jurgen Klopp's going to make his first substitution. It's going to be Shaqiri coming on. Who for? We shall see. Could be any one of those front three. Alexander-Arnold taking his time with this throw, much to the annoyance of Arsenal fans. Throws it forward towards Mo Salah, who manages to head it back into the possession of Firmino. Tried to flick it to James Milner, but he's flicked it out of play. Arsenal take the throw quickly. It's back in the possession of Aaron Ramsey. Now Mustafi playing it out wide to Bellerin on the far side into the Liverpool half now. Back to Xhaka, just on the halfway line. Xhaka looking to ping it forward. Looking for Kolasinac, who's bombing down this left-hand side again. Kolasinac gets to the byline, gets into the box, but it's cut out this time by Joe Gomez. But it's been cleared away only as far as Rob Holding, who's pushing a long way into the Liverpool half. Here's Kolasinac again. He's causing all sorts of problems down this left-hand side attacking-wise. Tries to whip it in, and it's gone out for a goal kick. He did whip it into an Arsenal player who put it in the back of the net, but he unfortunately had gone out of play before he crossed it. So, see again. Yeah, that's well out of play. So, as we're about to enter the last 10 minutes of normal time, it's going to be Roberto Firmino who leaves the field. He hasn't really done much, I'll be honest. He's done a lot of dropping deep and defending duties, which is not what you would expect of your main striker. So it's going to be Shaqiri who comes on. So I would guess Mane's going to go central. And Emre is going to make his third and final substitution. It's going to be Danny Welbeck who's going to come on. And he's coming on for Kolasinac. So is Welbeck going at left back? It's happened before. Kolasinac, I think, is down the track. He was literally, the last 5 minutes, he's been a thorn in Liverpool's side. He's literally taken him off as he's playing really well. Maybe it's a tactical change, I don't know. We shall see if it's a shape change. Anyway, it's lumped along by Liverpool. Straight into the possession of Rob Holding. Gets it to Torreira. Bit of head tennis going on in the middle of the park between Arsenal players, just keeping possession with their heads extremely well. Come back to Mustafi. Now Bellerin on the far side. Clean sheets in the Premier League in the Premier League in 2018. Liverpool have 14, as do Manchester City. Here's Iwobi on the near side. Cuts inside. Forced to go backwards by Milner to Xhaka. Played it out wide to Bellerin. He's pushing far up. Here's Mkhitaryan. Not Mkhitaryan, sorry. There's Ozil. Here's Torreira now. Just probing on the edge of the Liverpool box. Here's Iwobi. It's a lovely ball through to Lacazette. He's got it there ahead of the keeper, but he's forced wide. Alisson's out of his box. He's out of his 6-yard box, and Lacazette has bent it round him into the far right-hand corner, and we are level. Wonderful finish, but Alisson found himself in no man's land. He went after the ball. Lacazette got there first. He then didn't return to the goal. He stayed wildly in the middle of the box, and Lacazette just bent it round him for an easy equaliser. It's 1-1 here at the Emirates. 81 minutes gone. It is Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. Let's just have a look here. It's a wonderful ball through by Iwobi to Lacazette, who gets there ahead of Alisson, who then, for whatever reason, decides to stay out of his 6-yard box, in the corner of his box, and then Lacazette just goes, oh, well, I'll just bend it round you then, into the far corner. It's a fantastic finish by Alisson there. Goodness me. Absolute howler. Great finish from Lacazette, though. Put it right into the side netting. Emre punches the air with delight. Liverpool looking to hit back straight away, though, as Shaqiri's advancing down this near side touchline, heading towards the byline, whips it into back stick towards Mane, but he's headed it over the bar. Could have been an instant hit back there. Iwobi found himself in no man's land himself. Shaqiri just marauded away. Pulled it back to Mane, who just couldn't get it on target. That would have been one way to settle the nerves. It's a corner to Liverpool, actually. It must have taken a deflection. We're into the last 7 minutes now, with it all tied up again. Lacazette has received a yellow card for his celebration. That's a bit of a joke, isn't it? Milner whips the corner into the edge of the box. Mo Salah looking to whip it in, top corner. Just goes wide. Whipped it left-footed, but that was far too high. Arsenal fans, they want that winner. They're making a lot of noise again. Liverpool fans just died down a bit now that Arsenal have equalised. Torreira plays it forward. Looking for Ozil. Lovely flick around the corner to Bellerin, who was pushing high up. Bellerin can't quite get it back to him, although Ozil's going to mop up that dirty touch from Robertson. Arsenal keep possession. Here's Xhaka. Torreira again. Ramsey. Arsenal fans with their usual Arsenal chant. Arsenal, 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 as they say it. I mean, it's your name, we know. Arsenal just keeping the ball at the back. Holding goes back to his goalkeeper Leno, who will feel slightly better after his palmed attempt earlier. Has not left him in hot water. Liverpool fans now making a lot of noise as well. The atmosphere is electric at the Emirates right now as Liverpool win the ball back on this near side touchline. Alexander-Arnold gets a toe in, but Lacazette battles to win the ball back. Plays the ball, or tries to play it back to Iwobi, but it's gone all the way back to Rob Holding now on this near side touchline. Flicks it across to the opposite side where Mustafi's calling for it and gets it. Driving forward now, Mustafi. Mustafi looking to ping the ball over the top to this near side with Lacazette. Lovely first touch, controls it really well. Back heels it towards Iwobi. Being held up by Trent Alexander-Arnold, goes back to Lacazette. Lacazette plays a lovely ball through Aaron Ramsey now. Here's Iwobi all on this near side, heading towards the byline. Here's Ramsey again. Thought about crossing it right-footed. Now Iwobi checks it back onto his right foot, whips it in towards the back stick, towards... and there's a handball by Danny Welbeck. Has just killed that attack. Yeah, he brought the ball down under his control with his foot, but he brought it down and it went straight onto his hand. Bit harsh, but that killed that wonderful first touch, and then it touched his hand. It's like, oh, such a shame. Anyway, Alisson lumps it forward. Last 5 minutes now. This game could go either way. Launched forward by Robertson, away by Mustafi. Out for a throw to Liverpool. Emirates is on its feet. It's been an incredible contest between these two sides. Here's Sadio Mane now advancing down that far side. Lovely slide tackle again by Mustafi, who's performed excellently so far today. Followed up by a lovely slide tackle by Shaqiri, of all people. Thrown back to Mustafi. There's Torreira. Rob Holding now. Pushing it up towards the halfway line. Rob Holding still going. Rob Holding tries to play it out wide to Iwobi, but it's been deflected by a Liverpool player. It's a throw on the halfway line now. Iwobi tries to ping it forward, but again blocked, this time by James Milner. Out for another throw. Emre demanding more urgency. Klopp very much demanding the same. He's not quite as animated as Emre, which is unusual for Klopp. He's normally the most animated guy there. Is thrown into Lacazette. Lacazette controls it well. Lets Torreira take over. Plays it out wide to Bellerin on the far side. Bellerin then cuts inside and heads towards the middle of the park now. Plays it back to Xhaka. Now Iwobi on this near side. Iwobi looking to play it forward to Lacazette, who's in a foot race, and Danny Welbeck has stolen it off Trent Alexander-Arnold. Welbeck plays it across the box, deflected away. It's come to Iwobi on the edge of the D. Flicks it out wide. Flicked back. Bellerin with the shots! Oh, it's just over the bar. He's not really favouring his left foot, which is probably why it went wide. It was a good effort, but just wide of the target from Hector Bellerin. Tried to curl it, but to no avail. It's a goal kick to Liverpool. Alisson lumps it long. Header won by Xhaka. Second ball won by Lacazette. Now Danny Welbeck, who's clearly in a forward position, tries to play it forward, but Virgil van Dijk reads it. Van Dijk now pings it forward, looking for Mo Salah, who's playing in the central position now for Liverpool. Hector Bellerin had his option to go back to the keeper, cut off by Salah smartly, but it's only gone as far as Mustafi, who's then taken control of the situation. Here's Iwobi now on this near side touchline. James Milner challenging. Plays it forward to Welbeck, who gives it straight back to Iwobi. Iwobi trying to ping it across, but it's read by Robertson, and now Liverpool have the ball. Mane backheels it wonderfully to Robertson, who's getting up ahead of steam down that far side, heading towards the byline in the Arsenal half. Robertson whips it in towards the back stick. Shaqiri was the only man in the box, though. Small man isn't going to win that header. Robertson then tracks back and wins the ball back wonderfully. Keeps possession for Liverpool. As we enter the last minute of normal time. Still anyone's game. There's Trent Alexander-Arnold now. Switches it out to Milner on this near side. Plays it forward to Mo Salah. Mo Salah trying to flick it round Rob Holding. Keeps possession, Mo Salah, but he didn't get past him. Rob Holding keeping it in play well, winning the ball back. Mo Salah, though, manages to get a toe on it. And then Danny Welbeck comes back and wins the ball, trying to advance up this near side touchline. It's gone out for a throw, though, as it was cleared out by Trent Alexander-Arnold. Iwobi takes the throw quickly as we're into the last 30 seconds of normal time. Plays it to Bellerin, who plays it forward to Torreira. Here's an opportunity. Here's Mesut Ozil on the far side. He's got to the byline. What options does he have? He hasn't got many. He's being forced backwards by Virgil van Dijk. Torreira. Xhaka now. He's got Iwobi to his left. Iwobi has the ball. Looks to whip in across. No, he tried to play it into the feet of Lacazette. It's cleared up the field by Wijnaldum. It's going to come back again from Xhaka. Well, he's played it to Torreira. Torreira looking to... Oh, it's a Terrible ball. It's gone straight through to Alisson. We've got 5 minutes of added time, thanks to James Milner's skullduggery. So we've got 5 more minutes of this as Sadio Mane advances up that far side touchline. Still going, heading to the byline. Still going, Mane. Still going, Mane. Gets it into the box, almost as far as Mo Salah, but it's hacked away by Granit Xhaka. And now Torreira is on the deck. So, as we enter injury time, who is your man of the match? Vote in the comments. The sponsor's man of the match has gone to Torreira, who's the current man on the floor. He's dominated the midfield fairly well. Who is your man of the match? Post it in the comments. Torreira's back on his feet now. Didn't receive treatment, so he doesn't have to leave the field. It was probably just cramp. So throw to Liverpool in line with the edge of the Arsenal box. Liverpool going to try the long throw in as nobody's giving him a short option. Thrown in towards the 6-yard box. Oh, it's fallen and then it's cleared away by Ramsey. Here's Van Dijk looking to hook it back in. It's gone to the back stick. Here's Gomez trying to get it in the box, but it's gone straight into the hands of Leno. Leno was looking for the quick throw, but it doesn't have many options. We've got to do it faster than that. Eventually throws it overarm to Mesut Ozil on the far side, who then gets clipped by Fabinho, who's on a yellow card. He's already been shown a yellow card, and the referee is not going to show him another card. It was just a clumsy... Well, I've seen yellow cards given for that. It's quite clumsy though. As Arsenal take the free kick short and quick. Here's Mustafi, who for me is my man of the match. He's been really good for Arsenal. Made a goal line clearance in the first half. He's been commanding from the back. He's been dangerous from the back as well. He's been pinging it out and hitting the target most times as well. Here's Aaron Ramsey, just inside their own half. 2.5 minutes left to go of injury time. Here's Rob Holding on this near side. Arsenal looking for that winner. Here's Iwobi. Iwobi playing it to Lacazette. Lacazette, just couldn't quite find his teammates. And now Liverpool looking to get away here. Long ball over the top towards Mo Salah. He's one-on-one with Rob Holding, although, it's brilliantly covered by Ramsey, who managed to get back and just intercept the pass that would have gone across to Mane. And he's done incredibly well there. The free kick has been given in Liverpool's favour for something. Rob Holding did really well to hold him up, and then Ramsey did well to mop up the pieces as well. Extremely well, those two. Holding and Mustafi have been extremely good as a partnership today. Here's Gomez fizzing it out wide to Alexander-Arnold, whose first touch lets him down and it trickles out for a throw. Joel Matip is getting ready on the sidelines for Liverpool, looking to shore things up. In fact, the substitution is going to be made now, and it's going to be Mo Salah who makes way. So he's going to take up a bit of time leaving the field. He's certainly not in a rush. Matip, so Liverpool looking to shore things up, go 5 at the back. A point away at Arsenal. Before the match, they probably would have taken it given the form Arsenal were in. They'll be disappointed that they haven't won today. Based on the offside decision that was wrong given against them, and they've created some good chances. They were 1-0 up. Arsenal launch a long one from the back. Alexander-Arnold hasn't really read it brilliantly. He's forced to hoof it out for a throw as we enter the last 45 seconds. Ramsey looking to take the throw quickly. Here's Lacazette. In the corner on this near side. Put out by Matip. Everyone on their feet at the Emirates. Don't take your eyes off this one, or don't take your ears off it in my case. The Liverpool throw. Xhaka is not in a good way. He's writhing around about something. I don't know what he's claiming. He's been studded by Shaqiri. He's not happy at all about it. Referee's given his opinion. the 5 minutes that were indicated are now up. I stress it is a minimum. Iwobi's won it from the throw. Been hoofed upwards, but not away by Wijnaldum. Free kick's been given in Liverpool's favour. Arsenal getting a little bit frustrated with the time wasting at the end here. And I think that will probably be the last action of the game. So it's lumped forward by Liverpool. Joe Gomez lumps it long. Sadio Mane hit the deck on the edge of the box. No foul, but the referee looks at his watch, blows full time. It has been a great encounter between these two sides. Emery and Klopp shake hands and embrace at the end of it. It was an incredible encounter. Nothing to separate the two sides. Although Liverpool will be sitting there thinking we were 1-0 up, and they'll feel a bit hard done by the offside decision that was given against them in the first half. But ultimately here, I think it is a fair result. These two teams threw everything at each other, hammer and tongs. But the final score at the Emirates Stadium here tonight between Arsenal and Liverpool is Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. My man of the match, as I said, was Mustafi. Sponsor's man of the match was Torreira. And yeah, it's been a great encounter. But that's all from me tonight. Thank you all for listening to my coverage. As usual, it's a great thing for me to do tonight. I really enjoy it, and I hope you've all enjoyed it as well. But it's been a great night of football, and 2 goals eventually. We got there in the end. But thank you very much for listening. I'll hand you back over to John Stuttard now, who's going to round everything off for the evening. But thank you all for listening. Ship's yours now, John.
Thank you, Chris. What a game. We're not going to concentrate on Burnley because we had some great action in the second half of what really was the match of the day, in my opinion. A great game between two great football clubs who really have had some battles in the past. And then that draw incidentally takes Liverpool top of the table by 1 point from Manchester City, who play tomorrow against Southampton. Arsenal stay 4th, 2 points ahead of Spurs. Play in just under half an hour's time, in about 15 minutes from time, against Wolves, and that will be again, you'll be able to hear on the delayed version of our Saturday game. And you'll be able to hear that neither on Sunday morning or Monday afternoon, whichever day we can fit that in. Right, before we leave you, because we're going to have an early night from all this tonight, I need to lie down because it's been a long day. Before we, just to bring you up to date with what's happened today, before we bring you what we got next week, let's just remind you of all the other scores. As you know, West Ham Burnley we've touched on. Bournemouth 1, Manchester United 2, a late goal from Marcus Rashford winning the day. Leicester winning at Cardiff. An emotional week has ended with at least some happiness for Leicester City, and a win they should dedicate to their chairman, who sadly passed away last week in that terrible helicopter crash, and our thoughts and prayers are still with them. Everton now beginning to click into gear. They rebounded very well from a very bad defeat at Old Trafford, or very unlucky defeat I should say, at Old Trafford last week, and 1-3-1. Newcastle got their first points, beating Watford by 1-0. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. Liverpool 1, in that brilliant game here at the Emirates tonight. And then our second match will be a delayed game, and that'll be between Wolverhampton Wanderers and Tottenham Hotspur. Live matches next week. We've got a couple of tasty ones actually. At least 2 matches will be coming next week on the YouTube channel. Saturday, I can confirm Crystal Palace and Tottenham will be Chris's match at 5:30 next weekend. So stay with us for that one if you can. We'll also have Manchester City against Manchester United as well, and of course there'll be some FA Cup action as well next weekend as well, with a couple of my matches as well for your listening pleasure as well. Among the ties that will be hopefully we'll be covering will be the one involving Oldham away, and obviously we'll have a couple of matches as well to bring you on the Saturday as well from the FA Cup, so we'll try and bring you some first round. But main action from the Premier League next weekend: Crystal Palace take on Spurs, that's Chris's live match, and then the big one on Sunday the 11th of November, Manchester City against Manchester United, a real humdinger of a match that could well be a top game at the moment. And then on the 24th, potentially we will have Spurs against Chelsea, and of course we'll have another. Well, of course, we'll have one or two other games as well, and Burnley Newcastle as well. We'll cover in greater depth on the Monday night as well. So plenty coming up now in the next few weeks. I can't wait. I can't wait for all this to come round now. It's been an amazing couple of weeks or so. Amazing evening or so, of course. And to be honest with you, we've touched on Burnley, but let's touch on tonight's match. What a game, what an advert for Premier League football. These two teams get more than what Burnley have done in the last 4 games. Commitment, positivity right to the last. Both teams who have played real solidly, good, entertaining football. It was a joy to watch. It was a joy for me to watch it tonight. And what a game it turned out to be. Honours even, both teams remain unbeaten. Well, Arsenal lost a couple of games at the start, but Liverpool keep their unbeaten record going, and now at a point clear, Arsenal staying in 4th and making significant improvements under Unai Emery. Well, that's it from me and from Chris. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget, we'll try and bring you that Wolves-Spurs game later this weekend. Remember, next week we've got Spurs away at Crystal Palace in the London derby, and then we've got the Manchester derby. That's at least 2 games. We might be able to bring you a third, plus FA Cup football next weekend from the first round of the famous old competition. But until then, from Chris and myself, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy match of the day, unless you're a Burnley fan. Just joking. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you very, very soon. And we'll see you next week for another Saturday Game Live. But from me and Chris, from the Emirates Stadium, good night from us all.